conclusion, I humbly accept this award for subduing the insidious light-eating Zagroot against near impossible odds. How's that sound?
Something happened in recent years that is leaving me scratching my head. No, not why Pawn Stars has become so popular when every episode is the same every week. But instead, when did Ratchet & Clank become a kid's game? I mean, sure, I enjoyed these games when I was a kid, but never did I count them as so-called kids' games, in the same way that Mario is not a kid's game. They are both just universally beloved games by kids and adults.
I'm sure the whole thing's on the up and up. Look at him, peacefully slumbering in the warm embrace of cryo-sleep.
But apparently Ratchet & Clank thought of themselves as a kid's game and therefore went even further into reinforcing this with the latest entry into the series, Ratchet & Clank All for One. Oh, look at that. They put the number 4 in the title to replace the word 4. Ha 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 ha. The story goes, Ratchet, Clank, Captain Quark, and Dr. Nefarious are all sucked into a giant Death Star looking thing called the Creature Collector and are trapped inside. So, the 4 of them must work together to escape. Oh, haha, I just noticed. The 4 in the title, it's referring to the 4 characters. That's funny. The game is intended to be played with 4 friends. Or, if you don't have 4 friends, then 4 online friends. You move down the corridors with your group and kill enemies and smash crates and all those things that you're used to doing in Ratchet & Clank games. Only, with the multiplayer, it adds parts where you have to work together as a group. Such as, you all shoot the same enemy at once to defeat it, and so on and so on. You can still play by yourself, if you want to, and you'll be joined by an AI partner, but it's like playing Trouble with just the normal dice. It's just not the same. The game is very different from previous Ratchet & Clank games. I mean, everything is still there, the crates, the bolts, the weapons, but everything just feels really off. You will know this even when you set off one of the explosive boxes, and the countdown just sounds different. That's the feel of this game. It feels like the game was made by another team instead of Insomniac Games, because it feels like they're trying to make a Ratchet & Clank ripoff. All the levels are so primitive and uninteresting, and the jokes are worse than the ones in those online video game reviews.
These guys are...
Let me go, you half-wit!
Oh, I'm trying! Maybe if I just...
Everything just falls flat. It makes you do an awkward chuckle instead of actually laughing, like I did in previous games. Even the weapons are uninteresting. I guess Insomniac Games had to run out of ideas at some point, but I never thought the drop-off would be this sudden. Ammo is collected by stepping on ammo pads, and you can't even upgrade your weapons like you used to. Instead of upgrading your weapons through use, you upgrade them with bullets at weapon stations. All this does is make you pick a gun, most likely your blaster that you start off with, and just stick to that gun for the entire game. I know I keep going on what this game is not instead of talking about what it's worth, but I just can't seem to let it go. When I play Ratchet & Clank games, I go in expecting epic boss battles, interesting levels, and funny dialogue, and this game fails to give me any of those to the same level as previous entries. The only thing I like being watered down is a glass of ice water, not my video game. And that's what this game is. 25% Ratchet & Clank, 25% new ideas, and 50% filler. Hopefully the series picks up with the next entry and continues the storyline that I've been looking for.
I can barely watch, folks. The monster is breaking through everything in its pathway.